I want to bring up resources. So the difference between somebody just coming to Atani and saying, yep, we're going to sign up for Atani, and you yourself, you're an associate director, and you're going to go, I'm going to do Atani. I mean, talk to us through how feasible that is.
It probably depends on how you run yourself and run your team and how much you're already growing your existing client base at the moment. It depends how much time you have. If you've got the time to invest into it upfront and learn how to, learning Atani is not difficult. Learning how to program effectively in Power BI is complex, and learning how the data model works and the relationships between the data works, and fixing errors and issues that arise as you're trying to do things, that is extremely complex and very, very hard to learn. It's not to say you can't. You could learn it and you could become an expert in it, and people have, but it just depends if that's where you want to be spending your time. If you're already in a role, so you're a director in an accounting firm and you've got clients that you're looking after and managing and being the relationship for, it's going to be very difficult for you to find the time that's required to become an expert in Power BI.
I think this comes back to the silver bullet thing that we've talked about previously. And as I've said to you, silver bullet to me always is synonymous with quick fix. Okay. Somebody wants a silver bullet because it's going to take time and effort to actually do this. So resourcing comes in many forms. Resourcing comes from either building your own knowledge, building the knowledge of a team member, or engaging someone as a third party to help you with the journey. Okay. I am a massive, massive believer that accountants are poised in this area to become Power BI experts. Okay. Especially around data advisory, because we've already got the skills that makes a good data advisor, right? All we're trying to do here is mean that you don't need to have such a propeller head to be able to operate it. Okay. So the skills that an accountant has are things like the ability to problem solve, the ability to communicate. Okay. And that's probably one of the key ones in this whole thing this is why advisor is taking so long to implement inside firms everywhere, is that we need to use that communication paradigm as much in Power BI as it is with advisory. Power BI is just another form of advisory that's data driven. So I think that we actually need to build resources in multiple areas. I think that the organizational sponsor or head actually needs to, once they see Power BI, is actually invest a little bit of time into understanding it, not learning it, understanding it. And probably one of the people that I always go and use as a practical example to this is Matt. So Matt, if you asked him to build, so I'm talking, and maybe might edit this out depending if Matt says it's okay or not. So Matt's Matt Sharwood of Advise Accountants. He originally, when we started with him on a Power BI journey, Matt doesn't know how to build a report, right? Wouldn't know how to. He couldn't add a visualization to a report, but he's got a team that helps him do that. So Matt understands what his client needs, understands what needs to be delivered. He knows how to communicate to the client and build that rapport and that advisory. He has got a team around him, internally and externally, that helps deliver solutions. So I think that what people first see is they see Power BI looks awesome. They then go and say, I want to implement this into my business. I think they miss two things. One is a strategy around how they're going to use it internally and for clients. And number two is actually building up the support mechanism around it. So like any skill, Power BI takes time to learn how to use. It then takes more time to become an expert in it. And unless you're a sole trader or a one-man band, or everyone else is just purely focused on accounting, you actually need a team around you, not to learn. Like, I'm not talking about you need a whole team of Power BI people and that's all they do. Like, you need a team of people who understand and can use Power BI to help you implement your ideas. Okay, so if we can actually start with things like templates and things like that. Templates, once again, aren't a silver bullet. They're something there to shortcut the journey. Okay, they still require implementation, they require support, they require vision, and they require an advisory skill around them.
I think if you're an accounting firm looking to go into this space, then you should be you should be looking at it from a strategic point of view straight up, as opposed to, we think this is a quick win sort of view. We say, all right, this is the demand from our clients. We know that our clients are asking for information around, we're not making a profit. Why is it? They might have their suspicions and that sort of thing. Instead, they should say, well, okay, we have this demand, or we can produce these reports, which we have a good indication that people will buy in whatever format or whatever model that you come up with. Then, like any kind of service that you're putting out, you then need to properly resource it. And you also need to, I guess, maintain some focus on it. I think from our perspective, or from the conversations I've had with various accounting firms over the years, we all catch up at Xerocon if nothing else, although maybe not in the last few years, is that while they're really interested in additional services and got moving beyond compliance, their focus isn't really in it. I find often their heart isn't in it. And you can tell the firms that have had success with it is that they've had a partner or a director or someone senior who thinks, this is my baby and I really want to push it. Whereas the rest of them are just saying this is an add-on service. If you're looking at it as a quick win as an add-on service, I don't think that's the way you want to go. And instead, you should probably looking at partnering with someone who does this analytics to produce those models for you, and then maybe you have the conversation with clients. So as long as you understand the reports, then that's kind of your quick win there.